video presented by the new movie Laser Team. Get tickets now at laserteamthemovie.com. Stay tuned for more info after this video.
What's that?
Welcome to Game Club.
That's scream. Ow!
You're a little too happy for the game we played this week.
That's fair. You know.
We
Well,
went.
at least somebody's happy.
All right. Somebody in the control room recommended this, right?
Who was it? Was it Peyton?
Peyton, you recommended this game, right?
This game's fucking cool. You guys are crazy.
Peyton,
the game
you're
is not
fired.
good.
Do you have any
You
other
don't
games
get
in
to.
the cylinder?
You don't get to do any more.
Yeah, we're totally taking your rest of your games out.
Do you have any other
So,
suggestions? Because
the-
we're taking them out.
The
You don't get
game
any more.
Was Space Funeral,
Yeah.
which is a free game available on Windows. You can
And
download
worth
from their
every
website.
penny.
I don't know. I think I need a refund.
It's a short game. It's maybe an hour long, and it's tough. I mean, I think the biggest problem I had with this game was the names were difficult to remember for me. Like the protagonist, the
Like
main character's
Leghorse?
name
Philip?
is Philip, and
Yeah.
that's the easy one. But then it's Leghorse, and then you go. One of the early areas you go
Wizard
to
Dorg?
was like
what names do you have?
Rip the Blood.
Yeah.
and. What were those other guys' names? Like there was a Bag of Bones, or there
Yeah,
was
all
that
of
whole
those,
town, the hyphenated names.
Everyone that was in, what was the name of the town where Rip the Blood hung out? It was like Malice or
Yeah,
something.
Malice.
The town of Malice. Everyone in there had a name that they'd clearly given themselves. It's like if you took a 6-year-old who'd been watching too many cartoons and had way too much sugary cereal, sat them down and was like, "What's a really cool name for a bad guy?" And they'd be like, "Rip the Blood."
Skullfucker.
Got it. Okay, that's in. That's the name of the guy.
I
There
don't
were
feel
a
bad
whole
saying
bunch
that
of them
because
like
the
that.
last line or the last fight line was what? It was a quote from Paradise Lost. But then it's in Motherfucker.
I know it ended in motherfucker.
Yeah.
There were a couple of different references. There was, let me see if I can
20th
find
Century
this.
Boy
20th Century Boy.
Yeah.
was a Elvis
But it was his
impersonator.
brother.
So
The lack of humanity.
the game just starts.
Yes.
It's like you launch it. You're given three
Very
options:
confusingly.
blood, or blood.
Yeah.
You hit blood,
Yep.
and the game starts, and you're in a house,
You're a sobbing monster.
and you're told to leave the house in cloth PJs.
Well, here's
Yes.
here's
Well,
what
and you're next
confused
to
me.
Yeah.
You're next to a coffin or something,
That
right?
looks like you're in it.
It looks like you're dead.
Yeah.
I assumed that I was a ghost at the beginning and that I was at my own funeral, and that's why my mother was like, "You should leave."
And there's also a bunch of dudes in their striped pajamas in coffins all over the place, and that's supposed
There
to
it
be
is.
what kind of
That's
heals you and it makes you feel. It says it makes you feel better, but not much. And you're crying the entire game.
Yeah, the walk. I don't want to call it an animation cycle, but the walk images, are just like sobbing.
Yeah, no, you bawl through the
Running
entire
around
game.
sobbing.
Like every fight, your guy's always like.
Yeah, the whole art style really, I guess the look of the game reminded me very much of a kid just like scribbling doodles in a notebook, and then he fell asleep and had a weird fever dream and they came to life.
This
and
wasn't made by a
the
10-year-old,
scribbles.
was it?
It seems
Anybody?
to me. It seems to me
No,
like
but it was made with someone with like my level of paint skills.
it seems to me like the kind of game you would see out of a game jam.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like a proof of concept, like given. And I don't know the background. I don't know the history of this game. And maybe that's what it was.
Well, it was made with RPG Maker.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It's like one dude who made it using RPG Maker 2003.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, a single project of one person. There is a fan sequel, of course, called, what's it called?
Space Funerals.
Oh. Also,
Shit,
the
you got me.
land, the world was called Space Funeral, which was sort of weird.
It was?
Okay, yeah, so
okay, I would count that.
there is a sequel that is Space Funeral Earthbirth, and there's another fan sequel that's being made titled Super Space Funeral 4 Deluxe Blood Red Version and Bubsy.
Stillborn.
That was one of the more disorienting parts of the game when you enter the blood cavern and the screen just becomes all red.
All red and black.
And it was kind of hard to look at. It made me feel uneasy just looking at there it
hey,
is, that bright red screen.
Maybe it's like the Virtual Boy.
Yeah, so I was gonna say it made me think of the Virtual Boy. And another thing, I realized, so I played through the game, and partway through, you're presented an option where, I mean, it's like an overworld map, and you can walk around to a limited extent, explore. And I came to a point where I could go either north or east on that map, and I went east, and the story progressed. It ended up being Leghorse's house that you go to, and the game progressed, and I could not go back and go north. So I had to look up a walkthrough online to see what it was that I missed in the northern section. And it was like, there was a whole bunch of stuff there that I just skipped over.
Yeah, I went north. So you went, is this leaving Malice? You went out east? I went north. So you go into this foresty area, and there's like a whole lion village. They got some cool boots at the shop, that kind of stuff.
Totally missed
I went
that.
through that whole area.
No, I went straight from Malice to Leghorse's home east, and then encountered 20th Century Boy, and then just kept going forward from there.
Yeah, I think that whole lion village is an optional thing. One of the dudes that you're talking to before you get on the raft up to the Blood Cavern, I think is one of the people that lives in the lion village.
He's one of the lions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember talking to him, and if you talk to him on the raft, I'm sorry, he mentions either the lion village. Yeah, he mentions the lion village at that time.
Yeah, I mean, it was really weird looking at the game because it looks so rough and weird, and the entire time I was playing it, I felt like I was having a drug trip. So, I guess it's a much cheaper alternative to drugs.
Yeah. Did anybody ever die?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
I did. I died on the first boss, which is the wizard, because he's not a boss. He just asks you if he can drink your blood, and I said yes too many times, and he killed me.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize you could die from that.
Yeah, but that's the only time I died. And other than that, I kicked pretty much everything's ass.
Yeah,
the economy in the game wasn't super tight.
Yeah, you ended up with tons of money and could buy whatever you want. And, I mean, the encounters were not difficult at all. I just kept mashing on attack. Like, I didn't even really use special skills or items that frequently. Just out of combat, I'd go and I'd be like, oh, I'm low on health. I'll use the blood bag or a
throw
heal
it on
spell.
auto a bunch, and it would pretty much just win the fight for you.
There were some interesting mechanics with items that you could use against enemies. Like you could use a Bible against criminals, and it would basically kill them in one shot.
Or the
Which
3D
is good,
eye
'cause
puzzle
I think
against
they were
ghosts.
also kind of expensive.
Bibles were.
Bibles don't come cheap, man.
Were they?
I think they were like 50 or 60.
I think they were
gold.
60.
There are no hotels in this world.
Right. Or I'm sorry, I'm not gold. Ruples or whatever they were.
Yeah. And what else? So there were a few things like that. And then also when you fought, what was the guy's name? Rip the Blood? That boss? Was that his boss?
Yeah.
I liked how above his head it said like King of Crime.
Yeah.
It was all in smoke too. He doesn't just blow smoke rings, he blows
There it
smoke
is.
title.
I thought that was a funny little touch.
Yeah, the game actually has all of the real basic foundations of a traditional Japanese RPG. Well, I mean, I guess it's made with RPG Maker, so
Yeah.
I would expect it to. But it's turn-based, but it's slightly action-based because there is a certain time between turns, and you can make yourself faster and get more turns if you equip something that gives you a speed bonus, something like that. So it actually has all of those founding elements. It's just super fucking weird.
Yeah, it was like a really dumbed down version of Child of Light's kind of combat system, right? Where it's like just timing based.
I will say at the and you're right. It must be like a side effect of RPG Maker. I'm sure these are all like built in like standard RPG elements that they used. I will say that I actually I kind of I totally played through the game and was not that engaged with it until like at the very end. I felt like at the very end there's like a little bit of a payoff. You're like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. So I was happy at the very end.
You mean the reveal where you walk out the door and all of a sudden you're in actually kind of a prettier RPG?
Yeah. Because I guess that's kind of like the loose story the whole time.
Yeah.
Is it the whole world's been corrupted and it's weird and now there are heads for planets?
By the moon!
Yeah, and then you have to go to try to fix the world.
So, really, the statement here is that
There it is.
is that
Spoiler.
the guy who made the game is the final boss.
Dude
he
hates
is
the
moon.
I don't know. He just
The
doesn't
creator is
like
Moon?
the moon.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's a free game. If you got an hour to kill, check it out.
It's a surreal. It's a very
maybe
surreal
don't.
experience.
And
you
another-
can only download it from their site. That's the only place it really exists.
I couldn't get the
There aren't-
audio to work on my computer.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
it's
look-
never played.
The first song kind of turned me off on the music, so I didn't listen to the rest of it.
The soundtrack's weird. It's like
weird.
it's like almost like 80s
Wasn't this?
fantasy rock, and it's just a very weird eclectic mix that's a little bit creepy and a little bit
repetitive.
fantastic.
Wasn't this the
and-
game that they described the soundtrack as being noise punk or something like that, or electro noise or something?
Was that what it was?
I
That
think
would make
so.
or
sense.
Yeah.
noise rock or something
No,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah, some kind
It
of.
was
weird
definitely
genre.
that.
It was
noise.
It was weird music for sure. I mean, it kind of went with the game because it set that sort of surreal ambiance, I guess, especially because there are all these tracks that had vocals, but then they would repeat.
Yeah.
Because however long you're in the area, well, that's the track for the area.
Really
so
makes you want to keep moving.
it does.
Give it that.
Keeps the pace up. That's how you beat it in an hour.
Yeah.
You don't beat it by lollygagging. You beat it by going straight to Leghorse's house.
Yep. Should we consult the cylinder?
We should. And we're making a bit of a change to Game Club. We're all getting super busy with a lot of the games that have recently come out that we've meant to play and we haven't been playing because we've been playing a lot of Game Club stuff. So for the time being, I think we're going to move to Game Club once per month.
That makes sense.
Gives us more time to make sure we can complete all the games. I mean, this one being an hour long wasn't a huge issue, but other times it can be an issue to try to get all the way through a game in a week when we have so much other stuff to do. So we'll do it on a monthly basis.
Yeah,
that
do a
makes
little
sense.
bit more thorough of a job.
So
and I
first-
think it'll also maybe open up the idea of longer form games as
yeah,
well.
like maybe we can do some of the bigger titles that we wish we could play but just don't have time for.
And now we have an excuse.
So
Right.
you can start suggesting some of the bigger games too. How exciting is that?
All right, get out here, cylinder.
Let's see what we got next though.
Who's gonna pick? Cylinder.
Ryan's gonna pick.
It's all right. I got
Cylinder
it.
stuck. Oh, somebody help the cylinder.
Wow.
You fucked it up.
Just pick up the table. Okay, here we go. No, just get it a mix. Shake it. Shake it.
Oh,
There we go.
taped. My bad.
Fine. The whole thing didn't work out, so we're set. Oh, God damn it, Meg.
What is it?
What'd she do? Oh, I dumped them all over the
Dumped
floor.
them all out. We can't
Next-
reuse those.
Next month we're playing Zoom Beanies.
Zoom beanies?
Oh, I remember. She mentioned that before. She's not even here to yell at us how excited she is.
God damn
Well,
it,
but
Meg.
she'll be here for it.
Yeah.
So.
She will make sure she's here for this one. She even signed it. Zoom Beanies love Meg.
She wasn't. I mean, she's not here. You want to just.
Nah. We'll just play.
All right.
Thanks, Meg.
We won't corrupt our
The cylinder must select.
amazing. There.
All right. Well, thanks for watching.
Man.
Get out of here.
Hey everybody, I'm very happy to say that our movie Laser Team is headed to theaters this January. So head over to laserteamthemovie.com to see if it's playing in your city. If it is, buy a ticket. And if it's not, we've given you the ability to set up a screening in your town through a partnership with Tug. For more details on that, go to laserteamthemovie.com. Thanks, gorgeous.
Part of the fun for me is watching the video of all the stupid people who did it.
Exactly.
Yeah, everyone looks like they're
Why
having
would
a
I
great
want to
time.
be them people?
They're
See, I think
excited
that-
because they've been doing nothing for the last 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yes,
And they
anything
can't-
would be exciting.
There's no bathroom. There's probably no food if you're in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah.
Really, all that is just a bunch of people going crazy because all their stuff just backed up into their brain at that point. They're
Yeah.
standing there for like 10 hours.